I've just seen the Superman costume up close and it looks absolutely amazing. Can you tell us about what it felt like to put that on for the first time on the first day of shooting?
The first time I put it on, it wasn't for first day of shooting. It was, after all the concept had been finished and all the practice, and we were trying out different lengths of cape and different S-shield sizes and different details on and different materials. The first time I tried it on, I realized there was something very special about it. It had an almost physical energy, like a palpable force to it, and it wasn't just a projection of what Superman is from my mind onto it. It's, and I've said this before, so excuse me, but it's like two people cooking you a meal, and in the same kitchen, same ingredients, and you were just as hungry each time you ate the meal, but for some reason one was a lot better than the other. And it's because love was put into it. Love was put into the cooking. And the same goes for this. Genuine love was put into the creation of the suit, and respect for the character, and realization of the importance of the character. And so it held this fantastic energy. And even when I look at it now, there's something very, very special about it. And so when I put it on for the first time, I felt that. And I'm going to take that moment with me, until the day I die.
Growing up as a kid, I think in most American movies, Brits were always cast as the villains, weren't they? But now we've got Andrew Garfield, Christian Bale, and of course yourself. How proud are you to be the first British Superman, and why do you think Brits make such good superheroes?
I don't think an issue should be made about British or non-American or whatever the case may be. We're all actors, and what I'm really proud of is that as a cinema-going audience, we're getting okay with that now. It's not just, oh, you're this, therefore you must play that. It's people are going, okay, you're all actors, and they're getting the idea of what actors are, and they're going to play different kind of characters. In relation to this, as soon as we find an invulnerable alien from Krypton, I think he's the right guy for the role. But for now, I happen to be the guy who fit into the director's vision, and that's all there is to it.
And how excited are you to be coming to the UK next week for the premieres and for UK audiences to finally see the film?
I cannot wait to bring it home. It's something it's a story which I really care about. I spent a lot of work in and really enjoyed telling. And so I'm looking forward to seeing what everyone at home thinks of it.
LA has got a lot of posters emblazoned with your image, and the UK is no different. We've got double-decker buses and bus stops with your poster on.
Cool.
But yeah, how does that feel to sort of see yourself up there? Are you getting used to that?
I'm not getting used to it, no, and I'm not too sure if I will. It's really, really cool to see it, like even just sitting here with all this stuff around. It's fun, it's really exciting, and it still gives me a smile every time I see it. I can't wait to go to the UK and see things which I recognise so much as home, with like a Man of Steel poster on it.
Presumably you were a fan of Superman when you were a kid.
I was, but not in the sense of comic books or watching the movies over and over again. I think just in the more societal sense, is that kids running around with a cape on, trying to beat up their brothers or sisters, being Superman.
And I believe when you were still at school, Russell Crowe actually was shooting at your school. Can you tell us a bit about first meeting the screen legend that's Russell Crowe?
Absolutely. He was shooting Proof of Life, doing a scene of Proof of Life at my school, and I was an extra, and one of the kids, I think his name was Merlin, was playing a character in the movie. And we were all standing there in a sort of big semicircle in between setups, staring at him. And I thought, we look a bit awkward and weird, and one, it's also a little rude to be staring at someone, so I walked up and stuck my hand out and said, "Hi, my name's Henry, I'm thinking of becoming an actor, what's it like, should I go for it?" And he said, it's great, the pay's great, and it's all good fun, but sometimes they don't treat you so good. And then everyone sort of came up and wanted to get autographs and everything, and I didn't want to bother him, so I didn't ask. But he very generously, 2 days later, sent me an Aussie rugby jersey, some Vegemite, a band CD, and some Australian sweets. The treasure of this trove was a picture of him in Gladiator, saying, "Dear Henry, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step, Russell." And that had helped keep me going a lot of the time. There was, months and months and months which I would work in LA and not get a job, and then come back to the UK, work in a bar or a nightclub to try and get enough money again to afford the flights there and the accommodation here, and then fly back again without a job. And I had all the family support, and I had my agent's support. But one thing which also helped was this picture of Russell, which was the journey is 1,000 miles, and that's just the first bit. And keep on taking those steps. And at the end of that first 1,000 miles, during this, he's playing my dad. And that was one of those moments where you go, what are the chances? One of those joyous things in life, happenstance, and it just happened to be a great one.
Did you remind him when you met him?
I did, and he remembered me, quite remarkably. Out of however many people he must have met in the 12 years since he first met me, he remembered me.
When Superman's first testing out his power of flight, it's an incredible sequence. I think he flies past the White Cliffs of Dover. Am I right? There was a nod to you being British.
I don't know if it was a nod. I think it's just a recognisable landmark.
Yeah, you're obviously in great physical shape for Immortals, and you've done the same for Superman. How much dedication does it take, and how important is it to you that you look physically powerful as Superman?
A lot of dedication. It takes a lot of time, and you've got to really want it. But I also had the advantage of Mark Twight and Mike Blevins from Jim Jones, who are amazing what they do. They're now very good friends of mine, and they have a genuine passion for what they do. They know what they're doing. They have a great knowledge of training and also understanding of the necessity of evolution of training. But above all else, they understand the psychological effects and the exhaustion of everyday life, and how to break someone in the gym every day is not a healthy thing to do. And there'll be times where they will break you to push you and to realize that you can push past boundaries which you didn't realize you could push past. And they taught me that. And so there's times they push you very hard and other times where they take it very, very easy on you because they know they need to. They understand the importance of that. As far as the importance of the character and his physicality goes for me, it was vital that I represented the character from the comic books properly. And he's a very physical character. And I wanted to do justice to that. And hopefully I did.
Something I've never felt before watching a superhero movie is that I really sort of empathized with the character of Clark and Kal-El and put myself in his position. How would I feel? Which is an incredible thing to pull off, I think, in a superhero movie.
Oh, thank you very much. That's down to some amazing script writing and some amazing filmmaking by Zack Snyder. It just was... The one thing which I really like about this movie and this version of Superman is that it's asking very real questions. What would it feel like for a being who realized he's not from here and he doesn't know why he can do what he does, but he does know that he can't share it with anyone, and no one really understands what it's like to be him. People can sympathize, but they can't empathize that what he's going through, and not being able to ever truly hug someone, for example, to never make a real friend because you can never truly open up. And that must be quite a lonely and exhausting existence.
But we see a charming, flirty, almost like playful side of him, don't we, when he meets Lois Lane? How much did you enjoy creating that relationship with Amy Adams?
Amy's such a fantastic actress. It was very easy to do, and it was just pulling the stuff from the pages and, you know, acting it out. I think the characters, Lois and Clark, they really open up each other's perspectives to a new world which they didn't realize existed. And in that, there's a very important story. And to play that was a lot of fun, and to act with Amy was amazing because she's incredibly talented.
Henry Cavill, thanks very much.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, that's awesome.
Thanks.